that section. So I'm going to switch my screen over for giving Jim the controls, and he can take it away from there.
Great, thanks, Don. I appreciate that. Let me get this going here, and I'm going to show that screen. And we're going to present. So let me know if you can see that slide.
Yep, got it.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to run through just a quick year-end report on DNN Corporate and happenings there, and talk about our activities over the past year. So December 10th, new nuke stuff. Happy holidays to everybody who's watching this. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our podcasts and our information, so appreciate that. We're going to run through the normal agenda: social media update, corporate update, release and modules, .NET new products, and then we'll take a little gander at the CATOG website as well. Each month we go through this report talking about our social media exposure and what we're doing from a Chicago DNN perspective. And this time I want to talk just a little bit about what we've done over the past year. So the CATOG website currently sits at 198 members with registration currently turned off. Next year we'd like to get registration turned back on. If you've followed along with our story, DNN went through a period of time where there were some spam bots that were creating fake user accounts and putting in fake information, and the ChicagoDNN.org website was one of the websites that was several hundred user records were created on our website, which we went through and cleaned all up. But that happened to several DNN websites, and there's been several proposed fixes and changes and things like that that we'll be making to the Chicago DNN website over the next couple of months to get user registrations turned back on so that new users can register for the website. If you're watching this and you want to have a user account on the website, just shoot either Don or myself an email, and I'll put my email address up on the screen at the end of this report, and we'll be happy to get you an account set up on the website. The LinkedIn group, currently 62 active members, down one from last report, but up, up 5 for the year. So we added 5 new members that have been with us for most of the year, and that's great growth in terms of a LinkedIn group. We try to post some questions and some thoughts and some things like that. What I'd like to see us do next year is to continue to do that and get a little more engagement going on within that group as well. That's the stats for the LinkedIn group. The Facebook group, 37 active members, the same as the last report, also up 9 for the year. So again, a bit of growth on the Facebook group as well. These groups are made up of different folks. So some people are on LinkedIn and that's their social media of choice, and some people are on Facebook and that's their social media of choice as well. So not always the same members. We do have a few overlaps, but not very many actually. Twitter is our biggest way to reach folks. There's 322 people currently following the Chicago DNN Twitter account. That's up 13 from the last report and up 144 for the year. So great growth on Twitter this year. A lot of that, I think, comes from the fact that we are now following 922 people in the DNN community on Twitter, and that's up 1 from the last report and up a whopping 599 for the year. I spent a significant amount of time going through Twitter profiles, looking for people who were, in their bios mentioned DNN or were being followed by some of the DNN, very active community members. So that was how we, really increased there. And I think, on Twitter, as you follow people, people tend to follow you back, and I think that has a lot to do with the growth that we saw in Twitter. And it's a way for us to talk about our meetings. It's a way for us to talk about what's happening at various shows and conventions, that happen within the community. And it's a good group of people, and a lot of people are following. And we get some pretty good engagement on Twitter. So as we post stuff, we get people who post back, comment, reply, retweet. that kind of thing. So we're very active on Twitter. The last one I'll talk about here is the CADEV community on Google+, and we have currently we're at 50 active members. It's a nice milestone, up one from the last report and up a grand total of 8 for the year. So overall, you can see that we had a pretty good year in terms of social media growth. It's slow, it's organic, it's natural. We didn't run any contests, we didn't buy any lists, we didn't do anything other than post some good information about what we're doing with the group, and following and joining and being part of the conversation, the DNN conversation out there. And so we saw some good organic growth for the year. We'd love to see some more organic growth next year. So if you're not following us on one of these social media platforms and you are active on there, please follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, link up with us on LinkedIn, and certainly circle us on Google+. We would love to have you be part of our community. So thank you so much for that. Also, if you see anything that we are talking about on social media, help us spread the word, retweet our stuff, +1 posts, +1 our posts on Google, like and share on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Really appreciate that. And if you're active, let people know about the Chicago Area DNN Users Group. We meet every month. We talk about what's happening in the DNN community, and we'd love to hear from you. So let us know that you're out there. Appreciate that. As far as DNN Corporate, there's a couple of blog entries that were created on the DNNsoftware.com, and we like to report on a couple of those just to continue to show that there's activity happening in the DNN community, happening from DNN Corporate. They're producing content. They're engaging, experts in the field to, talk about DNN and how it's used, and that's great. I mean, we see continued community involvement and continued corporate involvement, and we need both to be successful. DNN can't be successful just with community, and DNN Corporate can't be successful without the community itself. So we need both, and it's good to see continued content and continued information being posted from DNN Corporate. And Dennis has done a great job all year. Several webinars, many blog articles, lots of good information. Dennis is a key player to putting out information from DNN, the corporate side, and we appreciate his efforts for what he does. And so these are just a couple of blog posts here. I'm not really talking too much about them. You can go to DNNsoftware.com and find the corporate blog and see lots more information as well. The next webinar event is on tomorrow, Thursday, December 11th. Engage customers, nurture loyalty, and encourage advocacy. And Jerry Rackley, Chief Analyst from Demand Metric, will be the speaker. And this is from 12 to 1 Pacific Time, 3 to 4 Eastern Time, 8 to 9 Greenwich Mean Time. So certainly, if you're want to have some new ideas and some new ways to engage your customers and nurture their loyalty, encourage advocacy on your website, this has been a key concept that DNN has been talking about for many months, using evoke social and evoke content, and how to build a community on your website, not just brochureware website or a website with some functionality, but how to build an actual community. So some more good information talking about that tomorrow. The last release update was 7.3.4, and that went into production on November 12th. So there was no new release here in December, so we don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I've updated the slides so that you can see that there were almost 10,000 downloads of this software in about a month's time. So a lot of people updating to the latest version, and really keeping current. We highly suggest that you stay with the maintenance releases if possible. And the longer you go updating your DNN site, the harder it is to actually do the update. So stay with the maintenance releases just like you would with any Microsoft security patches and things like that. A lot of times there's some good fixes and things like that, especially in the dot releases, and try to stay current with your DNN installations that are out there. These were the highlights that we talked about last month, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you can see there's a lot of fixes and just a couple of adds, that were some small enhancements that were to the software. And in a maintenance release like this, we expect lots of fixes, which is great. I love to get those little issues, fixed and closed, and moving on to a nice, solid, stable, release. There were no security fixes. There were no core module updates and no provider updates in this release, but certainly, as I've been saying, stay current with your DNN releases. We like to, something that we started a few months back, as DNN Corporate has been posting this information up on Codeplex. We're taking it and posting it here and doing a special call out and thanks to the community members who are submitting fixes and enhancements for the DNN releases. Without the community member involvement, we wouldn't be seeing the velocity of changes that we are seeing, and we wouldn't be seeing some of the quality fixes that are going on, and quality enhancements to the software as well. So to the MVPs that are out there, to the community members who are striving to be MVPs, we appreciate your efforts. All of us who are using the software, Sprocket Websites makes its livelihood because of the DNN software that's out there. So we thank you very much so for your time, your effort, and your support with putting out these enhancements and fixes and changes to the from the community members and into the software. So again, thank you very much for your efforts. In terms of module updates, there were none since our last meeting. Last time we had a couple. The blog had been updated and the reports module had been updated, so you can check that out in last month's video. We cover what those changes were, but nothing thus far. From the November meeting through the December meeting, nothing's been changed. And I don't actually anticipate anything being updated until probably early next year. So hopefully in our January meeting next year, we'll be talking about some new and exciting things that are coming along. In terms of the website and social media perspective, I think Don mentioned that the CATA website is hosted and the hosting is provided by manage.com. We appreciate all their efforts and support. They've been great all year long, helping us stay on the latest releases of DNN, being there when we needed support, and helping us through any issues that we had with our installation. And like Don said, they provide the hosting, as well as if we have any live meetings, they provide beverages and food. And personally want to thank Tony Valenti for all his hard work and helping us be successful this year. Thanks very much for that. The CATA website, we certainly are always looking for people to help us with posting content. So if you've got some DNN information that you want to post up on the Chicago area DNN website, please let us know. We'd be happy to add you as a guest blogger, and you can have a place to post your information. You may be posting links back to your own website, and that's fine. We're trying to be a repository for information, so if you've got some DNN information that you want to be posting up on the Chicago area .NET Nuke Users Group website, let us know, and we'd be happy to help facilitate making that happen. So this is my information. You can shoot me an email, jim@sprocketwebsites.com. Some important links there, the chicagodnn.org, DNN software, the DNN store, manage.com, of course, us on all the various different social media networks. And again, we appreciate you taking the time to listen to our report, and we look forward to bringing you more reports next year. So with that, Don, I'm going to turn it back over to you,